Just wanted to like spin in, see what that was like, and then you guys could also see. This is going to be my new board. See, my boss doesn't really like this board that I have in my room, so this one is going to go bye bye. That one's going to be the new one. But until that time, we get to enjoy it here, and I'm going to turn it into a hashtag All in St. Mary's. Why? Because this Sunday is Social Media Sunday. And believe it or not, it is a national event in the church. The church actually does exist in the 21st century. Furthermore, it uses social media. So we in the Episcopal Church, I know, are jumping on the bandwagon, just like 20 years after the, social media started. So instead of just throwing things around with smoke that go like this, we're actually going to be throwing around things like this and trying to enter the digital church. I kid. There's a lot of good church social media out there. And this Sunday is a time for all of us to jump into it and have the permission during church to actually have your phone. And if you happen to hear something good in the sermon, I know, just go with me on this. If you happen to hear something good in the sermon, definitely from Father Todd's, but maybe from me, film it. Tweet out something, send out something either on Snapchat, on Twitter, on Facebook. And here's why. It's not because the church is trying to be hip and cool and talk to social media people. It's because there is a lot of information and a lot of messaging all over social media. And some of it's good. Some of it is kind of funky. And if the church is not interacting with that messaging, then we are not doing our duty as baptized Christians. Our baptismal calls call us to go into the world and to bring the good news of Jesus Christ. We are called to go out and to bring the love and the compassion and the forgiveness and the goodness into this world. And whether we like it or not, a tremendous amount of that communication is happening in the digital landscape. So if we are not a part of that as the church, then we are missing huge moments of evangelism, and we are not being missional people by going out into the world. Because if you're not doing that digitally, you're missing a major part of this world, particularly seekers and folks who would never step foot inside of a church. This Sunday, the epistle is going to be one of the pastoral letters. It's 1 Timothy chapter 6. But, 1 Timothy, it's who we think might have been Paul, was writing to this church that had a breakaway of these Gnostics. And he was concerned that these Gnostics were coming up with different kinds of teaching, faulty teaching, concerned against this false teaching, and wanted to correct it and to say, whoa, listen, let's not follow these dudes over here coming up with some weird things and challenging really what our beliefs are. And there is a lot of false teaching happening on the internet. So, hey, we got First Amendment rights and it's awesome. So let's honor that freedom of information, but let's also jump into it and join the conversation. And starting out simply by this Social Media Sunday, hashtagging All in St. Mary's, getting good messaging, getting good images, spreading the good love that we know here at St. Mary's and getting it out there. We got some challenges this week. Send out some images, send out some pictures. Check it all out on our Facebook page for St. Mary's Stuart to join in for your chance to win gift cards to Chick-fil-A and Starbucks and free hugs from Father Todd. All right, bye-bye. Safe church.